Hello, this is Kieran from CryptoBoost. Really happy to have you here with me today. So I'm here in Portugal. It's in Lisbon. It's the 12th of July and bringing you this short news video. So enjoy and have fun. So fair chairman, no one uses it, talking about Bitcoin as a speculative aspect like gold. So the chairman of the United States Federal Reserve has said that the globally adopted cryptocurrency system could conceivably remove the need for reserve currencies. With the US dollar de facto the world's dominant reserve currency, Powell acknowledged the possibility of a predominant cryptocurrency redrawing the current financial landscape, yet noted as of yet this has stopped short of becoming a reality. The Fed chairman said, "I think things like the obsolescence of today's reserve currencies are possible, but we really haven't seen widespread adoption. Bitcoin is a good example. Almost no one uses it for payments. It's a speculative store of value like gold." So Powell's comparison is noteworthy given the Federal Reserve Bank of New York role as a custodian for the gold held by entities such as the US and foreign governments, other central banks and official international organizations. Pretty interesting. People have been talking about this since cryptocurrencies emerged, but we haven't seen it. That's not to say we won't, and if we do, then yes, you could see a return to an era in the United States where we had many different currencies in a so-called national banking era, which would be pretty interesting. A fun fact to note, US dollar is actually is not a store of value or as said is in the Constitution. I think it's pretty interesting that that's like that written in the Constitution. It actually has no value. Yeah, pretty interesting. So now on a bit more unfortunate news, Japanese crypto exchange was hacked and 32 million US dollar heist, and the market is oblivious. No one really knows what's happening, and I think it's just happening with more and more exchanges. Some maybe a little bit less serious in terms of security. So Bitpoint suspends services. An official announcement today stated that Japanese crypto exchange Bitpoint has suspended services following a heist to the tune of around 32 million US dollars in crypto assets. Added that XRP was one of the major cryptocurrencies involved in the theft of about 2.5 billion yen in customer funds. Further billion yen in assets belonging to the exchange were also lost. In addition, XRP and Bitcoin, a total of 5 different cryptocurrencies which had been stored in affected BGP managed hot wallets, including Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin and Ethereum. And the report added that Bitpoint was one of a number of exchanges to be served a business improvement order from the Financial Service Agency, Japan's far-reaching financial regulator. The order was lifted in June and clearly has not been enough to thwart the threat of cyber incursions. So yeah, this is just maybe a reminder that you should always keep your funds off of exchanges, because you never know what will happen, and then at some point just out of the blue the exchange where you've got your funds on is hacked. So just get a hardware wallet and then you can sleep safely. So the crypto market reaction to this, Bitpoint is a relatively small player in comparison to the big boys. Markets didn't even blip when Binance, the world's largest exchange, announced that it lost 40 million US dollars in a hack. So I think the whole market is not too worried about this. First of all, it's not such a known exchange, and even with the Binance hack, not much happened. But yeah, I think it's still, first of all, it's a bit unsettling that these hacks don't cause any worries in the market, but I think it's understandable. I mean, the more serious long-term investors, they keep their funds anyway off of unknown exchanges, especially unknown exchanges, and if it's larger funds, then you don't keep them on even the more popular exchanges like Binance and so on. Yeah, pretty frustrating for the people that got affected by this hack. I'm wondering if those got some kind of like a insurance policy. I didn't read anything about that, but hopefully they do and the people get their funds back. Now pretty interesting. The Miami Dolphins now have an official cryptocurrency, and that's Litecoin. So American football team, the Miami Dolphins, have teamed up with the Litecoin Foundation to accept cryptocurrency payments, which I think is fantastic. Brings awareness, and people love NFL. And for the next NFL season in 2019, this is going to be fantastic. And in effect, that means that fans at home games at their Hard Rock Stadium will be able to pay with Litecoin and Bitcoin when buying tickets for the Dolphins 50-50 raffle. I think it's fantastic they offer both of these cryptocurrencies. I'm a big fan of both, which gives half of the proceeds to the Miami Dolphin Foundation and its charitable causes. Charlie Lee, Litecoin creator and managing director of the Litecoin Foundation, said this collaboration propels Litecoin in front of an audience of millions of people around the world at a time where adoption of cryptocurrencies continue to gain momentum and the ecosystem is able to support real-world use cases in ways previously not possible. We see this as a powerful way to raise awareness and educate people about Litecoin and cryptocurrencies on a tremendous scale. I think it's great for adoption. And not much more to say to that. Next up, I like everything which has to do with censorship, especially when it's about eliminating censorship. So how Bitcoin might help the world's oppressed sidestep censorship in space. I made one video quite a while back about a Chinese student storing messages on the Ethereum blockchain to avoid censorship of the Chinese government. So let's see how this will help people sidestep censorship. So a loose group of developers are testing an idea, a combination of Bitcoin on orbital communication might provide a means for stopping governments or other powerful entities from suppressing news they don't like. Censorship is a worldwide problem, with one of the more recent examples includes a new law strengthening the Russian government's control over the internet, which pundits worry will be used to censor information that reflects poorly on it. As such, technologists have long tried to chip away at this problem with technology that ranges from privacy browsers, some like Tor, to the walkie-talkie messaging app Zello, the latter of which Venezuelans use to read information that's uncontrolled by the government and to organize protests a few years back. A more recent effort is being waged by a small but global group of developers who are sending messages using satellites paired with software from the Bitcoin technology startup Blockstream, initially deployed with the grand goal of allowing people worldwide access to Bitcoin even if they didn't have internet. I think it's fantastic. And yeah, especially in countries where censorship is rampant, in China, Russia, probably different African countries, can't state which one right now, but Venezuela is probably also suffering under censorship. Now, the idea is that once the message are aired, the message are distributed across the globe. Anyone, as long as they have a satellite receiver that costs approximately $100 can receive them. So the future of open access information is happening right in front of your eyes. In a message, he elaborated on the idea. It seemed like the info, if you can receive without any third-party interference, would be of value to parts of the world where information is controlled. Pretty happy. I mean, first of all, the information when it's stored on the blockchain is always immutable, so you can't just change it. Another thing is the thing is that now the only risk is that the government blocks, for example, access to different sites which allow you to maybe buy different cryptocurrencies and so on, or even interact with people in the cryptocurrency space. Not sure if that's already happening, but just imagine, or if you don't have any access to internet, then with this option you would still have the possibility to send messages messages around the world without being censored. So I think it's fantastic. It's still a bit pricey at the moment, so hopefully a more cheaper version, or cheaper option comes along in the next few years. Last on our list, and that's again with a video with US President Donald Trump, and he bashes Bitcoin, crypto community thanks him for it, and I think it's fantastic because I'm probably sure many people, they will do everything opposite of what President Donald Trump wants to do. So US President Donald Trump has recently criticized Bitcoin and Facebook's cryptocurrency Libra in a series of tweets. The cryptocurrency community thanked him for the free publicity. Via the microblogging platform, Trump wrote, he isn't a fan of Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies in general and doesn't see them as money. The US president claimed the value of cryptocurrencies is highly volatile and based on thin air. But I think I made a video 1 or 2 days ago where he's talking about printing a lot of money to match Europe. So yeah, I think in terms of monetary policy, either he's playing dumb or he really has no clue. So here's his tweet: I'm not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies which are not money and whose value is highly volatile and based on thin air. Unregulated crypto assets can facilitate unlawful behavior, including drug trade and other illegal activities. So Trump then tweeted about Facebook's Libra cryptocurrency and claimed it will have a little standing or dependability. He added that if Facebook or other companies are looking to become a bank, they have to get a banking charter or become subject to all banking regulations. As if banking is subject to any serious regulations. They can get away with more or less anything. I hate to say, yeah, it's just sad. So finally, he tweeted out that the only real currency is the United States US dollar, as if that is backed by anything apart from people's value that they put into it. So as long as that's there, then probably it's backed by something. I'm not sure how valuable that is, but it's definitely not backed by gold. That time has already long passed. So here's another tweet: and internationally we have only one real currency in the USA, and it's stronger than ever before. Both dependable and reliable, it is by far the most dominant currency anywhere in the world, and it will always stay that way. The US president's comment comes shortly after the head of the US central bank, Jerome Powell, claimed Bitcoin is a speculative store of value like gold. Powell told lawmakers that Facebook's plan to launch cryptocurrency can't move forward unless it addresses several concerns related to money laundering, stability and privacy. So very interesting, but I think the whole thing is laughable, but it's definitely pretty good since, in my opinion, any publicity at the moment for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is fantastic. So yeah, that was it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit of a short video. I'm still here traveling in Lisbon, so I'll try and upload some videos, but it might be a bit sporadic and they're all taken from my phone. So hope you still enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one. Bye bye.